You to speak. Good morning, Blaze.
Hey, how are you?
I am good. Did you go out partying for Halloween last night?
Unfortunately, no. I usually do, but I worked and then I got a flat tire right after work, so that was unfortunate. So yeah, I
Oh,
just kind of chilled out, but I've been drinking my little spiced cider. It's a little spider cider, and yeah, just kind of chilling at home. Am probably gonna go out tomorrow night on actual Halloween because New York City doesn't care what day it is. They're gonna continue doing the thing.
awesome. Good morning, Glitch Cat. How are you?
Good morning. Yeah, it's a really good day. I'm really excited. It just seems like Halloween is just kind of taken over, and I'm here for it.
awesome. Halloween is the best holiday, I think. It's the most fun. It's the holiday for people who don't like holidays. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's fun to like play pretend and like dress up and like be something different and play with like, imagination. Like some people get really creative. Like I've seen people like design their costumes and it's been really like interesting like to see just people having like a good time and just being themselves and they can just be something different and play a character and I think that's like what the whole point is of like you know what I mean
For
of just having fun like with like this stuff.
Absolutely. In a way, it's kind of like how the metaverse is, right? We can kind of come in and shed who we really are and be somebody different and let our creativity run wild and just don a different personality for now. Good morning, Sin.
Yeah, I agree entirely. And the same thing with your avatars, like your PFPs and everything. Like we're just these little characters here and voices. Yeah, it kind of translates the same way with
I
Halloween.
think it starts out like that, but then for some of us, and I think a lot of us who are still here in the bear market, white knuckling it this whole time, we're the ones that actually were our Halloween characters. We're the ones that let that come out, and now we're never letting that be put away again, right?
I think I can agree with that one. If I ever got a dead mouse helmet as a little kid, I don't think I would have ever taken it off. The metaverse gives me the opportunity to do that, and I don't even have to clean it.
That's gross. You don't clean out your dead mouse helmet once in a while, Sin? Come
Not virtually.
on.
When dry cleaners in the metaverse.
oh my God. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Kelly. Good morning, Nita. Good morning, Jim and Zesty and JK and Sunny. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming and having Sunday coffee with us yet again. Today we've got with us Glitchcat and Colorful Carol. How are you guys doing today? Good?
I'm doing really good, and I'm so happy that my cold brew and my pumpkin spice order came in like right before the space. I was a little worried there, but we're good to go now. Feeling energized.
nice. Sin, how are you this morning?
Doing good. I was running a little behind. I noticed that the room was already filling up by the time I got in here.
I had a dishwasher crisis right before I came, so Canessa and Bubblegum caught me in here, mic on, swearing at my appliances. Jim came in real quick and then like noped the hell out of here for a few minutes.
Good morning, everyone. So happy to see you all. So I guess to start off the show, I'm very curious to just find out a little bit about you both, Colorful and Cat. Let's start with Colorful, and then we can move over to Cat. Like, what were kind of like your early days in Web3? Like, what kind of like brought you into the Web3 space, and what hooked you?
Yeah, so to anyone that doesn't know me, I'm Carol with a K, also known as Colorful Designs or Colorful Meta down there. I have 2 accounts. This is my art account, and I started Colorful Designs officially back in 2017. Just kind of just starting to create and leaving my multimedia and film bachelor's degree. You know, like I graduated from school with that, and then I was like, okay, what's the next move? I want to do something for myself. I want to do something artistically, something that will get kind of my mental health like better, because I just felt like I needed to do something for me. So I came up with Colorful with a K Designs, and it was supposed to be like turn your darkness into vibrance, and that's just what I've been doing. You know, like however you're feeling, just kind of use art as a form to pick yourself up and hopefully pick others up with your artwork. So that's kind of where that comes from. And then I joined Web3 almost exactly a year ago. I think, yeah, it's exactly a year ago in October. And what led me here was really just seeing all these incredible artists that I was already following for so many years, just kind of starting the journey and watching them, you know, do amazing things in this new tech world, this new like digital art renaissance. And I was like, I want to do that too. But I didn't just jump in and start minting. I jumped into Twitter Spaces for a couple weeks, maybe even a few months, and just listened and learned and took notes and just kind of like try to figure out where my place was here and what I wanted to do with it. So my first start with that was photography, because I had a lot of photography that I've done throughout the years with traveling and just for fun. And so that's kind of where my journey started. So my first collection was Romanticizing Memories on OpenSea and Polygon. And then from there, I just continued the Web3 journey down the rabbit hole, got in the metaverse, created a page just for my metaverse explorations, just because I was just so fond of how cool it was to be a little avatar and to explore different worlds and go to concerts with people and check out virtual art galleries and like talk to people and chat with people from around the globe. It was just really interesting to me. So that's, you know, how the metaverse and how NFTs came into my life.
That is a very you know, interesting story, like, because like in a way, like through our journeys you kind of it kind of all falls into place, like how kind of you were mentioning that you started off with your photography that you had had been kind of creating throughout the years, and that kind of was like the initial kickoff, we can say, to your Web3 art career. Would you call it a career at this point?
At this point right now, I still see it as a learning point, like kind of like when you're in school. I still see like being in these Twitter spaces and marketing and networking and creating art and minting as like I'm getting almost like my master's degree in like Web3. But I do want it to be a career, and I do want to have that digital nomad lifestyle where I'm just creating art and I'm like all over the world. That's the ultimate goal for sure.
I have to say, you said the word digital nomad. I'm over here thinking of our friends here in Decentraland, Dogman and Mitchy Todd, that are just traveling the world, and they managed to do it through you know, being sustainable in Web3.
Yeah, they're living the dream, that's for sure. I think that they're Michi's in Asia right now and Dog is in Europe. That would be amazing.
Where would be the first place you you know, head out and settle in once you achieve this digital nomad lifestyle?
Yeah, and it's funny you said Dogman. I got to meet him at NFT NYC, and right before he left, that was telling me the journey, and I was like, "Yep, you're definitely one of the people I'm gonna look up to for that." But for me personally, I'm gonna start. I'm Colombian, so I think my first start would be go back to my homeland, kind of just readjust to that culture, because obviously I've been in the US for so long. I've been in the US since I was 5, so yeah, I'm way more American, I feel like, than Colombian, but I want to go back and just you know, reacquaint myself with that culture and with my family and everything. And also because it's beautiful and it's so cost effective. So if you have that digital nomad life and like you're making USD or other, you know, cryptocurrencies, like you can live a really good life there. So I think that would be my start. And then from there, kind of just move on to different continents. You know, I want to go all over the place. But yeah, that would definitely be my start.
That is interesting. So I myself, I was born in Ecuador and I moved to the U.S. when I was 5 years old as well. So I can kind of like very, very relate to you whenever you say like have to go back and adjust to the lifestyle and the culture. But like it's definitely like for me, like I would say Ecuador would be one of, if I could achieve this digital nomad lifestyle, Ecuador would be one of my stops. Um, so I'm gonna pass the mic over to Kat. Thank you for joining us today, and yeah, could you tell us a bit about like your start in the Web3 and like what pretty much you know drew you in and kind of kept you here?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll start at the beginning, I guess. So it's kind of crazy because it's all really happened so fast, as we know Web3 does, right? We say like a week is like, you know, months of information, and it's like the space is just like, you know, it's just not the same from one day to the next. And so it's been a year, like 1 year, you know, ago, where I was just really like down and very depressed in life because I just deal with a chronic illness, right? So I deal with a lot of chronic pain. Then it like really affects like my mental health, my mood, like everything. Like I felt incapable, right? So a part of like this journey was for me to kind of like reclaim like my power and like my independence, and like I didn't want to rely on others' help anymore. I wanted to kind of like do it for myself now. Sorry, it's emotional journey, but yeah, for me it was like pushing through all that like negativity and that doubt, and like, you know, just like being down on yourself, you know, and it's like changing that mindset. And it's like in the pandemic, it was just really like the sink or swim mindset, you know? It's like, are you gonna sit here and like live the rest of your life, you know what I mean, miserable, or are you gonna like really do what you love and what you want? And so it was like finding my passion again, like through art. And like I didn't realize that I was actually gonna fall in love with digital art, because in the beginning I thought it was so hard. I gave up a couple times because I was like, I don't like how this is coming out. I don't like what I'm doing, like what is happening. And it was so much practice, like so many hours. I was staying up late until like 3-4 a.m, like redrawing lines over and over and over again, deleting. And like the thing about digital art is like it's so easy to do the undo button. I'm telling you, like it does become addictive, you know, to just kind of sit there and like try to get it perfect. And like I feel like I got to a point where I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? Like I never imagined that I would get to like convey the message that I've always wanted, you know? And that's what it is about art. Like you just always want to get to the point where you can just convey your message, right? It's like, here it is. Like I can now put what's inside my brain, what I'm imagining, to paper, and put, you know, it in a, you know, digital, you know, way. In an image, I should say, and like put it out there. So for me, like that was so important, because I have so many emotions, so many feelings, like I have so many vivid like dreams that I want to express through my art. And like all this stuff is just a release for me. So I just started drawing, and like I don't know, I kind of fell into like the crypto thing. And I was like holding like this certain kind of crypto, XLM at the time, and I happened to find a platform that was, you know, using, you know, that coin, which was Lightman at the time. So I minted my first collection on there, and I came up with the name Glitch Cat because I was doing really glitchy effects at the time, and I've always loved glitchy, like trippy art, like weird stuff. Like I like that stuff, like the mind, the symmetry. I'm really very like into that type of stuff. Anything about like space too, and like just like all that stuff. And so I minted my first collection. It was like some cute cats. It was like 10 different cats, and then there was like one special one. And like, yeah, I just kind of like through there I found like a network of like artists, you know, like Seven down there, like Blease also down here, Kolorful, Shark as well, Shark Anthony, you guys know. And yeah, it's just like meeting friends along the way, you know. And it was actually on Halloween a year ago, there's Shark, a year ago, that I met Shark, and I met all like my metaverse friends, I should say. It was I got invited to Shark's Halloween metaverse party, and I didn't have a mic at the time, and I felt very like down about it and upset, and I was like, oh, I want to talk to these people, like they seem like so cool, like they're a good time. And it didn't matter because there was a little type chat, so I was typing away, I was trying to keep up with the conversation, but they were just so welcoming and so kind to me. And that's what I love about like the Web3 space, is like I've been able to you know, to network, right, with artists, with other creatives that are like me, that are like myself, where I've never felt that I belonged, you know. And since then I've traveled to another blockchain, Tezos, you know, the Tezos blockchain. And so I think over the course of the past year, I've minted over 200 NFTs, guys. Like this has been like such a journey. Like my first sale will like blew my mind, you know what I mean? And I think the highest sold NFT I ever did was like roughly, like translates to USD is like roughly like about like 500. So for me, like I've like made such milestones for me personally as an artist, where I felt like I could never make anything in this space or make anything of myself because I was told, oh, art is not going to make you anything, you're not going to live off of that, like stop, you know, that's just like a hobby, you know, and all this stuff. And you know, I've always like stuck to that mindset, and now I feel so much more like you know, and I can dream so much bigger. And that's like the whole point too of me pushing through, is like I don't want to give up, because I feel like inspiring others, even though you're going through hard things in life, is so important. And I could like cry here, and I could like sit here and be raw and vulnerable, and I want y'all to know that you can do that too, because we're all just humans. And I just want to let y'all know that I believe in all of us. I do. Because we have a right to express ourselves. And that's all I've ever wanted. So thank you guys for just the support. Like it's more than what I ever could have imagined. And it really is just making my dreams come true. And it's like, this is only the first year, guys. Like imagine like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when I have like the resources and the skills and the talent and the knowledge to like thrive, like we all should, like we all deserve knowledge, we deserve the technology, we deserve, you know, this education, we deserve to pass this on, you know. And it's beautiful what we're creating here. So I just want to say thank you guys for making this journey so special for me, and something that I'm never going to forget. So thank you.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for taking us there to this really vulnerable spot that I think we've all felt. The journey to self-actualization can be terribly emotional and uncomfortable at times, and scary. And I think the great thing about Web3 is having this group of people around you that are going through the same things, because we're all trying to find a way to, you know, reach our full potential. And this has been an incredible space for all of us, because it does allow us accessibility to that. And it is about overcoming challenges, like you were saying, and kind of preconditioned ideas that have been fed to us our whole lives. And then all of a sudden we come to this space where we have autonomy over all of that. And that's a huge reason why I'm in Web3, and why I think a lot of people are in Web3 as well. Now I have a question that I saw just these last few days why do you guys call yourselves the founding mothers?
I am truly trying to remember how that even happened. It was, I feel like half the time, like our inside jokes just happen like either in a Twitter space or when we're like in the metaverse and it just comes about. I want to say it was either Blease or Shark or one of like our friends that like was one day like, yeah, you are the founding mothers of Spooky Cute, and we just kind of stuck with it. We just thought it was hilarious, so that was about it. I don't there's nothing like deeper than that, but we just kept the ball rolling with that.
I think this could be like maybe even something that you can like make a project out of in the future, or like implement it in within a project that you have.
Yeah, and I love collaborating with Glitch overall. Like, it's basically like my first time collaborating with someone I've never like even met in person. You know, like I've collaborated with Glee so many times, but I was like after about a year speaking to her and like getting to know her and like knowing where her values are and like why she's here, and it's always been for the right reasons. Really, and apart from just the talent, I just absolutely love her artwork and her characters and everything she does and how different her styles are. So yeah, it was just perfect. So yeah, I'm always open to collaborating again with my other founding mother and continuing the journey, because I know we're both here for the long haul. So that would be kind of like funny to do something else with that.
So I've been like jumping around Twitter Spaces. I always see, I always see your Twitter Space, as well as like you, Colorful, or Cat and Blease, like on a Twitter Space. Shark Anthony, you're all sometime like kind of like changing around who's hosting and speaking and all that. And one thing I always notice is that you and Colorful, you and Kat have a very, very like, it seems like you could tell from a speaker standpoint, from me just listening, that you two have a very, very strong connection to one another. So like I was just curious, like how did you two meet?
Yeah, it was kind of like what Kat was saying. Like we connected through Twitter Spaces first, and it was because she was minting on Lightmint through the Stellar Lumens blockchain, which Shark was also minting on that blockchain in Seven. So they were kind of already like knowing each other, and then we just kind of just started hanging out in spaces. And I've known Shark IRL for many years now. So yeah, it just all kind of just happened. And then like the more time went on, the more people just started leaving. As soon as the bear market happened, like so many people just dipped, and I've seen like so many people like come in and come out of the space. But she was always here, and I was always here, and we were just always just kind of like not only like guiding each other and helping each other, but just being kind of like the backbone, because it's like I feel like everyone needs that support. Like if it wasn't for this group that we have, like it would be really hard to not still be here. And that it's crazy to say that like 1 year isn't really that long, and I've been doing art for many years, but in the Web3 space specifically, I do think you need a really, really good support system with people that know what you're talking about, because your friends and family have no idea. They don't know what you're really doing. They see it as a hobby, or they just see like, oh, you're just doing something like cool, whatever. Even if they support you, they're not going to be your backbone. So having friends in Web3 that you can fully trust and be your backbone is important. So I think that's why we've kind of just always stuck around next to each other and supported each other. And Blaze's 123 alarm just went off. So I'm grateful for Glitch. I'm grateful for everyone in this room, and I'm grateful for Tang and Sinful for giving us your time. So thank you so much.
What is this 123 alarm? I heard him mention it before.
Yeah, Blease, came up with that just to kind of like have that ring every single day. So we love when that alarm goes off. Even if it's a chaotic moment, it'll still be funny when it goes off.
I think it was in the recent Meta Trekkers CBD craziness last week was the first time I heard him talk about his 123 Grateful Space. So I think that was a pretty chaotic thing, and he managed to find the grace and the thankfulness and the gratitude there as well. I'm going to adopt that for myself actually and set an alarm for myself starting from today. I think it's a really sweet idea.
Blease, you making ripples in the space.
He does though. Every now and then he like drops some words of wisdom that really resonate with me. I gotta say, Lisa's the guy. So I'd like to know a little bit more about the Spooky Cute project. I did jump into Spatial last night and take a walk around there. You guys did a lot of work inside the your spatial space. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I found Spatial. I think it said May, I think. Around May, and yeah, I just kind of started to figure out like what I could do in there. They have like pre-selected like templates that you could use. So I kind of started off with that because that was a little bit less intimidating, you know, because I could just like drag in objects and kind of like just decorate like with my art. So I kind of started like there first and then kind of slowly dipped into like, oh, now I can like drag in a whole like a city, you know, like a town and like all this stuff and then decorate that. So yeah, it just kind of came about of like I just kind of like pieced this like world together. I just kind of like decorated it. I made it my own. I didn't build any of this, you know, I'm not a 3D builder. I don't 3D blend anything as of today. Again, this is just something like I pieced together from objects that I found, but I just loved the freedom to be able to create like a world, like a universe for like this artwork. And I was like, yo, this works. And what Kolorful's been saying is like it allows you to stare and look at the artwork for longer than like a split second and being like, oh yeah, it's cute, move on to the next thing, you know. And it's like you're immersed in this world of like these characters and you want to find out more. And like each piece is also linked to the NFT on object as well. So it's like you could like go in there and I go in there and also update every now and then. Like if a piece gets sold, I'll like under like the little description, I'll write sold. And it's just like really cute. Like it's interactive. And I also have changed up the gallery every week as well. It's been like two different kinds of things, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun to just kind of see people react and like get like jump scared in like real time. Like it's just like creating these fun memories, and yeah, they're just so surprised with like what we've done. And yeah, it's just been such a blast. And yeah, these characters kind of like take a life of their own there. It's like you have to explore the whole entire place to really get like the whole vibe, because there's something everywhere behind like every corner. There's so many surprises.
Yeah, I noticed that too walking around that behind around every corner is something new. The zombies were so scary. That was a vicious herd of zombies.
Yeah, we keep trying to like lure the new people back there just to see how they react. But yeah, I've just been loving the whole process of, you know, the spooky cute collection and the space, the Halloween realm, which we decided to call Halloween realm for obvious reasons. You know, we go around these different realms and it just felt like something different than just calling it Halloween Town. But yeah, we've really been enjoying it. Like late August, I hit up Kat and I was like, I really want to do like a spooky kind of cute PFP project that wasn't going to be like a large collection of artwork. It was just going to be kind of like more intimate, but I wanted to kind of have that experience where it was like close to Halloween and everyone had like their little cute PFP and we could just, you know, tell spooky stories, tell horror stories, just kind of hang out. And it started from a Twitter space idea because it was like a campfire stories like late July, and people were already in the spooky mood in that space, and it was Moonlight and Greg Sierra, who's our friend. So yeah, that's kind of how that went about. And then I experimented with the backgrounds and doing kind of like trippy, vibrant, kind of like psychedelic backgrounds, and kind of sent that to her, and she started like doing the characters, and we spoke about what different characters we were gonna do that weren't too similar to like the actual horror movie characters, because it's kind of hard to mess with that with the blockchain. So we were like, we want to just do something that's our own, but it's the essential like Halloween characters. So that's how that started. And so yeah, we've been like going hard since late August, like all September we were working on that. And Glitch Cat, I give her full credit for putting the spatial space together and just making it what it is, and continuing to update it and continuing to make it fun. And then when we found out that people were bringing their kids in here, and they were like, can they go trick or treating, like adding like a little candy bowl and just adding those cute little touches for the new generation that might be, just getting started. I think the youngest person in here was 3 years old. And then we've had from there to maybe like 60s, possibly 70 years old in here. So yeah, I think that there's a possibility for everyone, from all ages, to enjoy this world. A lot of people might just be a little nervous because it's something new, but no, it's actually really accessible. Like, you could go on your desktop, or you can go on the mobile app, and Oculus if you have one, which I got to try for the first time the other day with all these galleries. So it was a cool experience. But yeah, we've dabbled on. We're definitely multi-meta maxis. We're multi-blockchain maxis. We've dabbled on to the Decentraland, Voxels, Mozilla Hubs was where we started, Mona, like all those. So yeah, I think we're just going to continue growing and just see, what platform really provides what we need. But I think spatial being, free, makes it more accessible for sure for people to start making their galleries. And I think everyone should have one. If you have artwork, like, make a gallery. Even if you're a traditional artist, I highly recommend, because you do spend more time like getting to really enjoy it.
I really like what. Oh, sorry, Sam. Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was gonna say, I really like what you said about how it allows you as an artist to, actually, as an art lover, to stop and look at the picture instead of just scrolling past it. And that's kind of the difference of being in a real life art gallery as well. You do feel immersed in the space and the whole mood and the ambiance, and you just stand there in front of it and breathe and really feel the art. And you don't do that when I'm looking on OpenSea or scrolling through lots of pages. It's not the same. As much as I love doing that too, it's just not the same. And yeah, I definitely felt when I was in your spatial gallery last night that, wow, so this is Kat's art. Now I see it. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we appreciate you stopping by as well. Thank you so much for getting those pictures.
I was there for so long. Like an hour. By myself. I took about 100 pictures, actually. Those are just the only two I put up. I liked
Yes.
I liked your all the food places, because I love food. So I liked your little food trucks behind every corner, was really cute as well.
Yeah, we sometimes work the late night shift at the cotton candy stand. There's a lot going on. But yeah, I think it's great. It's like a little carnival, and you could just walk around and like enjoy it, and yeah, take lots of pics and videos. Since we've had this open, like the whole month of October, we do come in here and go live and play music and do little events throughout the day. And just, it wasn't just one party like for the month, it was like a party the entire month. That's kind of what we wanted it to feel like.
I had a question about the form that you have up. Did you get a lot of people signing that form, your guest book?
Oh yeah, people definitely signed, and they put in either their Twitter handle or their Tezos wallet, so we can send them a POAP, and that goes to everyone in this room as well. If you do go in there, make sure you sign the guest book, because the POAPs will be burned on November 1st. So get your Spooky Q October 2022 POAP before that happens. We got submissions on there, and we also got lots of comments, and like people got to tell us what they thought of it, even if we don't know them, or if we don't know them through Twitter or anything like that. Like, that was cool to see.
Could you pin a tweet at the top, like a link to your spooky space, as well as like down in the bottom little blue bubble as well?
Yeah, I put one in the blue bubble. I'll put it up there as well if anyone wants to come over, hang out.
Yeah, go everyone go claim your POAP, limited edition POAP. That's fire. So I noticed that kind of your your collection currently is kind of minting from October 18th to the 31st. So kind of seeing like the open collection kind of like popped the question for me. Like, do you plan on doing these like every year? Like, kind of have like different I guess like we could say like year two edition, year three edition, and kind of like keep going through as the years progress. Like, have you and Kat spoken about that yet?
Well, the October 18th through the 31st, that was a spooky Tez event. So, Tezo's communities, they actually, we do different events and come together as one, hashtag pick your poison. So we did 13 days to Halloween, hashtag spooky Tez, where you can mint 13 editions of like a spooky artwork, and, tag that on object.com and tag it on Twitter so we can retweet and then people can buy. So that's what that was, which is different than our hashtag spooky cute, which is our actual collection of the PFPs. But it's kind of just been all like a blend together. But yeah, that's essentially that. And I'm definitely like open to continuing the spooky cute collection, maybe with more characters next year. We'll see. But definitely the spooky Tez will continue on because that's just an event for everybody that's on Tezos to be able to mint and like come together and be creative. Some people might have not even thought to mint something for Halloween, but then they see all these events going on and they're like, I want to participate in that. And then they start and we now have gotten over I think 160 different pieces of artwork using the tag spooky tez on object.com. And yeah, the first hashtag on Twitter was by Blee. So well, it was definitely like a communicative effort here with us.
And you had mentioned that you are multi-blockchain maxis. I have to ask, like from a creator standpoint, like, minting your work on the blockchain, what would be your favorite blockchain to mint your work on? Question for both of you.
Okay, I'll go. I guess I'll go first. I started on Polygon. I started Polygon on OpenSea just because, it was just what was available at the moment. I enjoyed that, but I think Tezos has become my favorite recently. And I really think it's because not only does it feel kind of like the underground scene on the blockchain to me. It feels like it's very just like cool and like I don't know, like different. I also love that it's environmentally friendly, low gas prices, it's easy, it's accessible. And I find it way easier to collect from artists too because it's just like it's usually like quick. It's like additions and it's like so I don't know, it's very like easy for me to collect from artists on Tezos compared to other blockchains and that's why I prefer it and I think I'll probably like, continue on. I'll still dabble on with ETH and Polygon depending on the artwork that I'm doing, but I think right now Tezos is probably my favorite.
Thank you. Kat, what is your favorite blockchain?
Yeah, for me, yeah, again, I've been on XLM and Tezos, but yeah, I might be traversing into this whole potential Polygon universe one day. Like I'll unpack that maybe at some point. But yeah, Tezos, like I'm just gonna like, yeah, I agree with what Colorful said. Like Tezos has been like a home, where I feel like I could just drop like whatever what I mean, I want, like express myself however which way, and it just feels like you can express like whatever dark things you want, like and whatever, really, like you can mint whatever. And yeah, just the accessibility too, and you're able to mint really for really low gas fees, like that's kind of the whole point too, because you know, for people who don't really have a lot to begin with, it's like investing a lot in something and not knowing what's going to come out. It's like that could be someone's whole like savings, or like they could potentially not even have that, you know. So for me, it's like I really appreciate the fact that like you can mint something for, you know, really low, and it's like, okay, like finally, like my stuff's out here, it's on the blockchain, and it's like just the events with like the culture of, you know what I mean, coming together and trying to share each other's art like the best we can. It's like that's all we could ever ask for, right? You know, is trying to get each other's, you know, stuff seen. And I really appreciate that you know that we do come together, and that's something that I think is unique about you know, the little Tezos peeps, the
Yeah, and I think
Tezonians.
the Tazonians, and I really think it comes with the perspective too of like what, you know, what you're trying to do with your art. And if you're trying to make a living off of your art and you live in the US, like, you know, you have to take that in consideration compared to someone who's living in another country where it's a lot, you know, more affordable to live. And, you know, they could be on Tezos and be selling for like a lower price and like be able to feed their family or like be able to live their best life, that like someone in the US might not be able to. So that's something to take into consideration too. Or like if you want your if you want more people around the world to collect your things, you know, making it more accessible is important. Or if you just want like a very, very few high-end collectors, you know, you take that into consideration as well. So I think it also just, you know, depends on like what exactly you're trying to do. But yeah, I like all the blockchains, so whatever works for you.
Thank you, thank you. It seems to be like Tezos is the go-to blockchain for all my artist friends, and to tell you the truth, I have been meaning to dip you know, my toes in the Tezos market, but every time I ask like how I can get Tezos, they say Coinbase, so that right there already like already keeps me away. I see the thumbs down for the so so I have been stalking your art pages, guys, and I think I found the pieces from both of your collections that resonate with me. Uh Kat, I absolutely love your psychedelic nights NFT that you have on Object. Holy crap, I want this thing. And over here by actions, I'm seeing this weird symbol. Is this for lumens or stellar? It's kind of like an L3 together.
Not really sure.
That's the Tezos logo, I believe.
Uh,
It looks like almost like a T. Yeah, I think that's probably
Oh,
what it
the
is.
Tezos. Oh, yeah, yeah.
okay, so this works with Tezos. Man, there has to be a better way to get Tezos except through Coinbase. And oh, actually, before we continue on, I would like to remind everyone to reset the room, like, retweet, you know, make some friends in the room, send some friend requests, as well as if you have any questions for Colorful and Cat, please feel free to request to come up to speak, and we'll get you up here. Thank you. Oops, I muted everyone instead of muted myself. And I was also going to move over to Colorful's collection, the Peep Show. Oh my God, this thing is this from the photography that you had mentioned, that kind of like you started your NFT uh well, your NFT journey, your NFT
Yeah,
learning experience.
that was definitely part of it. The peep show was a picture I took in Amsterdam. Everything's kind of like an adventure with each story. I was kind of like exploring on my own, and yeah, ended up just finding some really interesting places down in Amsterdam. So I took that picture and I took a couple of other night shots, and it's funny because a lot of my photography is like in the daytime, and I kind of just try to create kind of like a nostalgic wanderlust kind of feeling with my photography, and like with the different colors, and hope that, you know, it brings people joy as much as it brings me to kind of create like that world, like where you have the memory, but then you also have like this updated version of the memory that is like really different than what you actually see in real life. And with that picture and those night pictures, it's extra special because I don't normally go out and do night photography as much as I would love to, because I love like all the neon colors, and I love especially the reflections like when it rains and everything. It's just not safe, and it's just not something that people talk about a lot, but it's not safe as a woman to really be out at night shooting photography without, you know, potential danger. And that goes really for anyone, but you know, it's just not something I feel safe doing all the time. So whenever I do, I am able to get some nighttime shots like that and make them like super cool and like different, and someone can, you know, say that they really love it or that they resonate with it. It's like extra special for me. So yeah, I appreciate that. But yeah, that was that was a European journey right before the worldwide pandemic happened, and we had to rush back home. So
I know that we showed a few photos of your work at the summer gala, and I'm going to need you to remind me on this, but I want to say that they had something to do with a movie that you and Blease made. Is that right?
that is correct. There was two pieces that were from my Romanticizing Memories collection, which is what Simple's mentioning, and then there was two pieces from our short film that we did called NGMI Alive. And yeah, we collaborated on that. It was something that Blease wrote the script after being like in spaces for so many months, just, you know, with the really ultimate like over the top chillers that like just would not like leave you alone. So it became kind of like this horror movie comedy type of story, and we filmed it in Cannon, Georgia, like in May, because it was like this 100-year-old house, and it was just the perfect place to shoot that. So yeah, that project was just a lot of fun. So we do have two collections for that. We have the movie posters and stills on OpenSea, and then we have the movie poster GIF on Tezos, and you know, it comes with that link to the film, which will eventually go towards us creating more Film 3 and making Film 3 like a thing, because it's already a thing. It's just it's growing. So yeah, I can't wait to see more like movie productions, short film productions happening in the Web3 space.
Would you ever consider showing the movie in your spatial space, maybe having like a little movie night?
Yeah, for sure. We did one viewing in the summer, kind of like a campfire type of space, and it was so much fun. Like ended up doing two showings because people kept showing up to watch it, and yeah, I definitely would consider doing another one, because I think that that was such a cool way to premiere a film in the metaverse. You know, it's very short, and it's mostly meant to like be seen on your phone. It's shot in HD, but it was different than what we usually do, which is normally shoot like horizontal and show it at like short film festivals like IRL. So it was really cool to do that in the metaverse. And yeah, we're definitely open to doing that more.
When you say Film 3, what does that mean? I don't know much about it, but I've been thinking a little bit about it lately too.
Yeah, no, it's like basically the Web3 community that consists of filmmakers, writers, actors, actresses have kind of started coming together on Twitter Spaces, just how we do for, you know, metaverse and other things, and just starting this journey called Film 3, which is basically just making these movie productions, and um, kind of financing it either still kind of a little bit of the web 2 way, but more like web 3, where you're, you know, minting NFTs for it, or you know, your funds are coming from crypto or all of that. But I think film 3 in general is just a community effort to be able to create these like movie productions that have nothing to do with these huge companies that normally would tell you what to do as a creative. You know, it's like, oh, you have this amazing script, but we're not going to do that. We're going to instead do the same sequel over and over and over and over, and we're just trying to sell box office numbers. So I think it's just another effort in Web3 of people just trying to get away from that.
I love the idea of just how you're supposed to that you're able to um, purchase an NFT to support an artist's growth throughout his journey, that you can purchase an NFT to support a filmmaker's growth or a particular actor's growth or a particular screenwriter's growth. I think that that's really exciting too.
So I have a question from Kalo on the Twitch chat. Kalo is asking, what is like for both of your collections, what are some of the collector favorites, and do they align with your personal favorites?
Yeah, I don't know. For me, that's tough because I never know what piece is going to do well. So I feel like it's been more personal for my collectors because they've reached out and they've told me most of the time, like why they've collected my piece. So it means a lot, like when I hear like the reason why, and it's just like that's interesting. But yeah, I don't know, it's I feel like a lot of the pieces that maybe like move might do a little bit better, and I think that's just like adds a little bit extra. Like I've found like a love for animation, and so like I usually do like either mp4s or like little animated gifs, and like I don't know, I just really enjoy like that type of art. So if people gravitate towards that, like even better for me, because I'm like, that's so cool, like I want to do that, like more of that. So yeah, I guess the animations for me, but I don't know, Colorful, what about you?
I think with photography, it's so subjective because how I feel about an image, and like especially if I took it myself, and like if it's extra special to me, someone might not see the same thing I see, and maybe they'll see another image and love that one better. So yeah, I've kind of noticed that with photography, that it just really depends because it's more of a feeling, I think. But with the digital art, like with the Spooky Q collection, what I thought was gonna like go first were the pumpkin heads, because I'm like, pumpkin heads, they are like the description of Halloween in my mind. But no, other people gravitated towards the zombies first. They gravitated towards the black cats. They gravitated towards the spider woman. There's like two little baddies that got picked up so quick. Yeah, it was just kind of funny to see like which ones people gravitated. Like I thought maybe one person would gravitate towards like maybe the witch, but they love the skeleton more. So it just, I find it different with digital art, especially when it's characters, than it is with photography. Because I feel like with photography, it's just kind of like it really just depends on like it's. I feel like it's a lot more subjective for sure.
Thank, thank you. And Kat, if I'm not mistaken, you have a Twitter space later today with Shark, or at least this is me remembering from last week's interview. Shark was mentioning. Do you guys have these spaces weekly?
Yes, we do. Every Sunday, me and Shark do little like spaces, like where we talk about everything: Web3, metaverse, music, art. So we just come together and we kind of keep it like open, where people can kind of just come up and share, yeah, just what they're feeling and all that stuff. And it usually tends to get a little bit more like emotional. We kind of like really get deep into like some conversations sometimes, and like, but we like always reset the room because Shark always brings the vibes. So I feel like there's always good times in that space. So yeah, we do have a space tonight at 9 p.m. Shark is actually performing in the metaverse tonight, and we're supporting yeah, just musicians doing their thing in in the metaverse, and I'm just so incredibly proud of his journey here, and his new song on the blockchain, and just like hearing that develop in spaces in real time and seeing the growth of like all these artists in the space. It's like I'm watching all of us, grow. So I'm just really excited for tonight. The Hallows Eve. We're gonna bring in, Halloween, and say obviously happy birthday to Colorful, because her birthday is gonna be at midnight. So we're gonna do it up. We're gonna, just have fun, shake them bones in the metaverse, I guess. Yeah.
Halloween, baby.
Halloween baby, Scorpio child.
Let's go. Have you thought of any special topics that you will be bringing or talking about tonight, or kind of just going with the flow? Oh,
Well, I think, well, normally Glitch Cat and Shark, when they host spaces on Sunday, today is different because it's at night because of the performance and bringing in Halloween. But I know they talk a lot about music, NFTs, and AR, and a lot of different topics. But I think for us, yeah, we're just gonna be hanging out and having fun. I think we've mostly just had, worked so hard throughout this whole month just to bring, the spooky, cute vibes to everyone, that wants to enjoy the holiday and wants an escape from reality. So I think tonight is going to be, all about having fun. And then maybe November 1st, after all the festivities, we might do a burn space. Most likely, I will say we're probably going to do a burn space to burn all the Tezos pieces that weren't sold, because a lot of the events are doing the same thing, like buy, it's basically like buy now or it's burned. So we'll do that. But yeah, I think tonight it's just really just about having fun and just enjoying the music, enjoying the spooky vibes, and hope everyone
Hello,
has a great Halloween.
colorful. This is Red Fox.
Hello, Red Fox. How are you?
I'm fine. I created this account just for you guys. Hello, please, cat, and happy birthday.
Thank you so much, Red Fox. And yeah, it was nice meeting you in our spooky spaces. Thank you for coming through.
how are you? Would you have any questions for Colorful and Cat, or just coming up to say hello?
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I was just
I have a problem on my screen. It's freezing. I just missed these guys. I couldn't join their rooms like 1 week because I was working too hard. And I created this account just for Colorful, Bleeze, Cat, and the Shark to join their spaces because my some Turkish followers are following me after me and joining the rooms, and they are always asking me what are they talking, please translate us, and it was very boring. So I created this account just for the guys, and I missed their spooky parties. It was very fun. 2 weeks ago, I think, we had a nice party with them. And Colorful, I'm following your arts and they are wonderful. And I have a good news for you guys. If everything is going nice, I will be moving on May to Miami.
that's
There
really
you
cool.
go. And I think that's kind of the important thing when I was saying about Web3. It's just like connecting with people from all over the world, and they come and you attract, like Bliss always says, your vibe attracts your tribe. So yeah, we appreciate you and, coming and joining all our spooky spaces and creating spooky bakery items and everything that you
Yeah,
do.
I made them, and tomorrow, sorry, Wednesday, I will make big ones, big some cupcakes like 20 or more, and with big cakes with devil's food cake. I will make a devil's food cake with some spooky cakes, and I remember I will shoot the pictures of them, and I will share them by tagging you guys. No worry.
What is all this about spooky cakes? What's
Uh,
going on
we
in your space?
I'm living in Turkey. We have a Halloween parties also here. So I'm a pastry chef. I will make some nice cookie cakes, and I will shoot some pictures for Breeze Cat and the Colorful. We talked about like 3 weeks ago, I think.
It's amazing. I need somebody to make me some cakes too. Coffee cakes.
Are you joining any spooky parties tonight or tomorrow?
We have a party next Saturday because of the work and is school. You know, some we're making the parties for my friends' kids. So we will make our Halloween party next Saturday.
How about on the metaverse or even here on Twitter? Will you be joining cats and colorful spaces or and sharks?
Sure, sure. All yeah, for spaces, but not metaverse because in my area we don't have a nice connection for the metaverse connections. But I think our telecom company will fix it in a 1 month. We have our equipments. I mean, I bought my new Apple for it and some glasses. We are waiting our internet connection. This is next Saturday. We are going a Halloween party at Incirlik Air Base, American Air Base in my city. We will make a party with some American soldiers and their kids and their wives and husbands.
Yeah, and I just want to say also the importance of Twitch and streaming that, which I know Sinful is very great at, and Blease down there. We always stream, at least like for the most part, we stream on Twitch. For the metaverse events, we're streaming right now the Spooky Q Gallery. So the people that can't join or have any issues connecting, you can always at least check it out through there and hang out with us right now. I and like three other people are dancing with the zombies, so that's kind of the visual I'm going to give you for that. But yeah, I think the streaming also helps a lot, and depending on the metaverses, some of them are more accessible to others in different countries. So yeah, definitely. If anyone has any questions or just wants to check out the streams, always let us know. We try to get everyone involved so you don't feel left out.
I made my costume. I ordered my mask from Blizzard store. It's the orc mask, and I will carry a lightsaber with wearing a orc mask.
Does the mask look like your profile picture?
No, on my profile picture is a Tauran. It's a druid from World of Warcraft.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. I had to kind of zoom in a little bit. Had to click on your profile. I, I love your Halloween selection this year. I hope you managed to scare a few little kids.
Yeah, it's a bit hard in a Muslim country celebrating Halloween, but we manage it.
And I think
Well,
tonight is technically mischief night. I don't know if that's a thing everywhere, but I know here the kids might be out doing pranks in the US, so you better watch out. Your house might get TP'd or eggs thrown at the window. I don't Do kids still do that? I don't know.
I think they do. I pretty sure I recall like driving down the road, like driving down the street last year during the night before Halloween, and there was like these kids that like I don't know started a fire on the sidewalk. They were like just chilling around it. I'm like, what is going on?
Oh my lord.
All right. Well, it seems like we've hit our mark. Personally, I am all out of questions. How about you, Tank Poco? Do you have any more questions for Colorful or Cap?
I don't. I just want to say thank you so much for everything that you're bringing to the community. That was probably the longest I've spent in spatial so far. So it really opened my eyes to what you can do and what you can build and the enjoyment of a space. So thank you for that.
I'd love to see baby dolls in there as well, and connecting to your land and the central land in the future.
I'm definitely working on it.
And I would like to say thank you to everyone that has been in the listeners panel. I really appreciate your time. I see a lot of familiar faces and a lot of new friends in here. and truly thankful for every single one of you. Let's make a push towards this next week in a positive on a positive foot. Halloween tomorrow. Let's have a lot of fun because there's a lot of Halloween events on the Central End and on Spatial. So yeah, make sure to jump in, have some fun, everyone. There will be no Beyond the NFT tomorrow. Uh, Instead, we will be, party hopping, being true degens. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Colorful. Thank you, Kat, for being here. Thank you, Two Men, for coming up and coming up and saying hello. I am dropping a follow for you. And I hope to see you around more often. Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Bye.
Bagu kids.
What's up, everyone? All right, let's see. What can we do? I mean, we could definitely hang out at Genesis Plaza for a little bit, try to see if we can help any new users.